Hey everyone, hope you've had another great week. It's Peter. Thank you for joining us on the Passive Income MD podcast. I want to ask you a tough question to start this episode. What would happen if your physician income disappeared tomorrow? No warning, no safety net. What would that look like for your life, your family, your home, your sanity, your peace of mind? I know it's not a fun question, but it's a necessary one to ask. We're going to be talking about that in this week's episode, so stay tuned. Welcome to the Passive Income MD podcast, where we talk about creating your ideal life through multiple streams of income. If you enjoy hearing about this stuff, make sure to hit subscribe. Now let's get on with the show. Hey everyone, one of the nice things about doing what I do is that I get a chance to talk to a lot of people about what's going on in their lives, what's going on in their careers. And it's becoming a more frequent story that I'm hearing from our community members that things are changing in their job, their careers, without much notice. And it got me thinking about the topic we're going to be talking about today. And that's the risk of relying on a single income source, especially one that's tied to your time. I think a lot of us grew up with the belief that being a doctor, being a physician, that meant stability. For a lot of people, that was a big appeal for us. Like you train for years, you sacrifice your 20s. Well, it feels like all of your friends are going out. You're staying in on weekends while they're starting to go out and get jobs and buy cars, buy homes, live the good life. We sacrifice that time for a future that we think will be secure and there for us. And so we feel actually entitled to a secure and respected profession. I totally get it. I was there and that's how I felt. But in the real world today, we know that stability isn't guaranteed. I mean, I've seen so many friends, even the first year I got out of training, I've seen them blindsided by contract changes. There was a group of 60 anesthesiologists up north who thought they were untouchable just because of the size of their group. Then without them knowing, they were bought out. There was no notice for that. Their contracts were essentially rewritten and pay was going to be slashed. Vacation was completely changed and they had no say in the matter. They either had to accept it or they had to find another job. But at that point, they'd already brought their families there. They had set up their homes. They had put their kids in school. And it's not like they could just get up and leave. And it's just crazy to think that things can change just like that. And maybe it's not that dramatic for you. Maybe it's not a takeover. Maybe it's a feeling like you don't want to work in that environment anymore. Or maybe it's a disability or an illness or a time in your life when life circumstances change and you feel like you need to take off time for your family. The point is, if your entire lifestyle is built on a single paycheck, one that you have to show up for, you're more exposed than you think. In fact, I think it's one of the biggest risks you can take. Like if that paycheck disappeared, even if it's just for a few months, here's what can happen, right? Bills pile up, credit card bills go up, education costs, they start piling up, your stress starts going through the roof. You start dipping into your savings, you start watching that number, you start thinking about what else you could do to get more cash. And as that number gets smaller on that screen on your computer, your anxiety and your stress piles up. And so maybe you get desperate. You're like, I have to take this job or you got to take those shifts because I can't let this happen. But maybe in the short term, you're okay. But in the long term, like the lack of flexibility or being in a position that you like or where you want to be, that starts to weigh on you. It starts to erode your joy or how you feel. Like you stay in jobs much longer than you want to. I don't know if you've ever been like that, or you make decisions based on fear, on not having enough. Definitely not because you're doing it out of purpose, because you enjoy it and you want to be there. Now, this is where a financial buffer comes in. When I say financial buffer, I'm not just talking about emergency savings. In fact, over time, I've become more a proponent of emergency savings, but I'm talking about income that keeps showing up whether you're putting in time or not. Another term for that is passive income or scalable income or leveraged income. And let me give you a few examples of what that might look like. Monthly checks from rental income, from your real estate investments. Maybe it's some distributions that you're getting from your real estate syndications, dividends from your other types of investments, maybe stock accounts. Maybe you have revenue coming in from affiliate income or having a product or a business that you own or have a piece of. Now, this is somewhat a little bit more active, but maybe you have consulting or telehealth or an advisor position that pays you. Now, it would be nice, but the goal isn't to replace your full income overnight. Now, I know that's everyone's goal when they start getting passive income. They're like, I just want to replace my clinical income. But I'll say there are steps and milestones before that. It's just about building those streams that can give you some breathing room at first, a couple $1,000s a month. That may not seem like it's life-changing, but it can really be the difference between feeling panicked, that tight feeling that you might have, and having that peace of mind where you can just relax and actually sleep through the night. Hey, fellow doctors, feeling stuck in the grind of medicine, burnt out, overwhelmed, and wondering if there's more out there for you? Well, you're not alone, and I've got just the thing to help you break free. I'm Dr. Peter Kim, and I'm inviting you to the Physician Accelerator Summit. It's a free event where you'll learn from over 40 physician entrepreneurs who successfully built thriving careers inside and outside of medicine. Now, these docs have been where you are, and they're here to help you take your big idea to the next level. If you're ready to change your path, let us know. Register now and join us. Thanks. And that brings me to this concept of the freedom number or financial freedom number. This is the amount of monthly income you need to cover your essentials, feel secure, give you flexibility. And I'm just curious, what's that number for you? Is it $3,000 a month? Is it $5,000? Is it $10,000? Is it $20,000? Now it can depend whatever stage you're at in life, where you live. Do you live in Southern California or in New York or in San Francisco? Or do you live in the Midwest? Do you have kids? Are you single? Are you an empty nester? But whatever it is, once you know that number, then you can reverse engineer things and build your plan to get to this place of financial freedom, or at least financial security. So I know the question is, what do I do next? I would say start small. Take a look at your actual income. Audit. Where does your income come from today? Is it 100% from your day job? If it's just from your clinical job, that's probably a wake-up call. Think of this as a yellow alert to something that may come. And then I'd say pick one passive income path to explore. Maybe it's investing in real estate, either owning your own properties or investing passively in syndications or funds. Maybe it's starting a different business. Maybe it's creating another stream of income from telehealth or consulting. But the truth is, you don't need to do everything at once. Just pick one that seems like it would make the most sense for the amount of time you want to put in, the amount of money you want to put in, and the energy you want to put in, and just get started. You'll quickly figure out if it's right for you or not, but it'll get you much further than you just sitting there and thinking about it. I know how that feels, and I've been there before. And I've been there before where you're not sure which path to take, and so you end up doing nothing. And then you get frustrated at yourself for not getting anything done. And you're sitting there 3 months, 6 months down the line and wondering why you just didn't get started. Again, that's happened to me again and again and again. And luckily, I've been able to find the solution to this, which is to surround yourself with a great community of people who will push you, to get a coach, to have somebody who you can bounce ideas off, who will keep you accountable. These have completely changed the game for me. And this is why at Passive Income MD, we create these communities for people to get connected, to get accountability, to get support. Things like Passive Real Estate Academy, if you're interested in passive real estate investing, or leveraging growth accelerators, if you're interested in entrepreneurship or building brands, or if you want to go deeper with us, you want to join our elite group, then you would join the Momentum Mastermind. Whatever it is, I would say get connected to other people who can help you get where you want to be. The truth is, I don't think we all realize we have options. We've got the resources around us, and we deserve to have more control over our time, our income, our lives. We sacrifice way too much to get here to not have that type of control. So let me ask you one more time. If your physician income, if it disappeared tomorrow, would you be okay? Would you be okay if it disappeared in 3 months? Like, what's that time period? And if you're not sure, I would say take those steps that we talked about in this podcast. Life is short. Your family time is short. Your health only lasts for a shorter time than you probably expect. Make the most of the time you have. Let us know how we can continue to support you. And I appreciate you for listening to this. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Have an amazing week. Enjoy the show? Let me know by dropping a review in the podcast app you're listening to us in. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit subscribe. Join thousands of physicians who are also on this journey to creating their ideal lives through multiple streams of income. Learn more at our website, passiveincomemd.com. Thanks again for allowing me to be a part of your journey. See you next time.